Alright, so I have a Nissan Titan 2004. I watched the video, the one and only video that's 8 parts online to basically get this job done. I did it about a year ago, and I didn't repost right away because I wasn't sure if I did it correctly, if it was going to work, blah blah blah. Bottom line, it didn't leak. It must have worked correctly because it's still not leaking. I got a couple pictures of, here you're looking at an eBay kit. I believe it was $120 or 130. I got mine. Well, I got both of mine. The first one I got was $100, and then when I went to the dealer, I got it for like 160. The only reason I went to the dealer is because my truck was stuck without the bearings, and I didn't want to wait for another one in the mail, so I just went out there and forked it out. I'll explain what I did and what I forgot to do once I get to the pictures, but yeah, step one, jack the truck up and take the wheel off where the differential is leaking. Once you get that part, I would start with the brake caliper, 10mm wrench. There's 2 bolts. Take both of those out, and then take your caliper and mount it off to the side somewhere with rope, string, twine, whatever, and you can let it go. And you can see the 2 bolts I put back in there. That way all my parts are where they belong, and I don't lose anything. There's not a lot of parts that come out of here, so it's not a super big deal. You can see a picture of my caliper off to the side. The one thing that sucks, and I'm sorry, I don't have a emergency brake, so I don't have any pictures of it. It broke a long time ago, and I just took it off and never put it back on. It was a lot of parts. Looked, ugh. Hopefully it's not that big of a deal, but anyways, here's your next step. I used the dead below hammer. Started out gently, tapping on the back side of the caliper, going around it, spinning it, tapping it. It'll break free. Behind there you'll find your emergency brake. Remove that. There's lots of things online you can find about that. Fortunately I didn't have that step in here, but it is a step most of you will have to conquer. From there, start removing sensors. You can see here I've got a wrench on one of them. A couple more pictures coming up with different size wrenches that I've used. There's, I believe, 2 sensors, and then the big, I think 15mm was for the actual rear diff itself. Once you get everything removed, you're going to be at the step where you can either rent a tool or come up with your own way of getting this out. It's basically a sliding hammer to break this thing free from your truck. There's nothing else holding the diff in your truck except for those bolts. So once you have everything removed and ready to go, take the rear diff out. Put a pan down if you're worried about your floor, because if there's a lot of grease still inside the rear diff, it's going to leak out. Here's a picture of one of those hammer tools you can rent. Kind of gets the idea. But yeah, you're going to basically backwards blow this guy so it pops out. Once it pops out, you'll get the flow of severe gear oil if there's a lot left in there. And it stinks. It's not easy to clean up. So a pan is suggested. From there, I proceeded to cut. I took a picture. I always take pictures of my work because I always say I'm going to remember how it looked when it was factory, but never what happens. But anyways, I used Miller Lite, whatever they're called, the little cozies for your cups from the sweat, and I packed like 6 of them on top of each other and drilled a hole down the middle, and I used that for when I was pounding the seals back on. That way it wouldn't damage any of the metal, it'd keep it nice and soft. It wasn't really hard to pound down. I just used a big metal pipe. I think it was steel. Once I got it on, I realized I made a mistake, and I didn't put the mounting bracket on first, which you really need to, because I had to buy 2 of them because of this. In this picture here, you'll see the mounting bracket with the 4 bolts sticking out. That guy, don't forget to put him on first, or you're going to buy some more if you can't get the seals off without damaging them. Re-grease it with the grease that came with it. Put everything back together. You got your calipers. The only thing you have to do, they're spring loaded, so just pull back the 2 bolt connections, line it up, and then put everything back in the way it was, tighten it all down, put your tire on, lower your vehicle, and now you're going to fill up your rear diff. There's 1 bolt, a 1/2-inch socket. A wrench will fit into there without any adapters. Remove that and fill it up. I fill it up to the bottom of the hole. Put your pinky in there. until you can get it on your pinky. It's not full. Once it's full, maybe give it a quick test run and then recheck to make sure that your levels are where they're supposed to be. I use AMSOIL and everything. I suggest using AMSOIL. If you don't know what AMSOIL is, you've been missing out. I'd look into it and find a dealer. I believe you can buy it at like Fleet Farm or somewhere like that. You can't find it everywhere, but it's good stuff. It really is. I swear by it. One thing I did find out through my mechanic, and I don't know how much truth there is behind it, but he was telling me that on a Nissan Titan, you can't get parts for the rear end. So like the spider gear goes out or something else besides a bearing or seal goes out, you have to buy a brand new rear end, not just a part. And he says it was expensive. So I suggest you don't go cheap on the gear oil because you might regret that later on. Besides that, like I said, this was done a year ago. I don't think I'm missing any steps. Everything is still working for me. Let me know if there's anything I missed. Just make a comment. I'll add it in there. Whatever you guys need. Any suggestions help. Good luck to all you Nissan Titan owners.